Cool. Part 2. How do we actually fast? Okay, so first stage of the fast. What we're doing here is a 4-phase fast. Okay, so 4 phases. If at any stage you feel as though it's not serving you, as if you're not getting anywhere with it, then stop. Just eat, go back to what you were doing. You may want to come back to it later when you're more prepared. Okay, so I'm going to teach you about how you can edge your way into this and do it in the smartest way possible. Dr. Mercola and Dr. Fung actually say that you don't really need medical supervision to do these nutritional fasts or just water fasting. But I'm not going to recommend that you go straight into a water fast, because I've done it myself, a 4-day fast, and it's a very rough ride, and I'm not suggesting that that's going to be the best path. Some of you will want to just go Band-Aid, just go full on and just take it on, but this is the path of how we can get into it. So the first week, the goal would be a junk food fast. Okay, so no processed foods, everything has to be whole food, lots of raw foods, salads, vegetables should be the focus. We can also start to shift our metabolism towards fats. Okay, so getting some ghee, some butter, some coconut oil into the diet, but basically just cutting out all the junk. Meat in this stage, we should probably bring down a little bit. We don't want to focus on meat and protein during this phase, but the only real rule is no processed foods, nothing with more than 2 ingredients. Even, paleo brownies and that stuff should come out at this stage. Okay, so they would still be kind of in your junk category. They're your treats. Okay, so we'll take them out 1 week. Next week would be just 2 meals. So sticking to that same kind of food plan, and you would just have 2 meals a day. This is starting to teach your body to be able to run off the fridge that we carry around with us. Most people are carrying double door fridge that you need to redesign your house to be able to fit in. The fridge is the fat storage that we've got. Okay, what we want to do is turn that into a little freezer bag, a little esky. Everyone's going to have some fat, and fat's fine, but people are carrying around way too much. We're storing way too much. So what we need to do is open the door to that. And I'm going to explain some of the physiology of it in another video, but this one is just about what to actually do. Okay, so a second phase. So if you've already been doing this, you might want to jump in straight in at phase 2. Phase 2 would be 2 meals per day. Now this would be 1 meal in the AM, 1 meal in the PM. Because you're spacing that out and you're giving your body a chance to clean itself out and to get into this rhythm. Okay, phase 3, you have 1 meal per day. So 21-hour fast, you've got 3 hours in which you can eat. This now will start to really ramp things up. This is what I've been doing for the last week. And noticing things like my tongue feels a little bit metallic. I'm shredded. I've dropped, maybe I've dropped 2 kilos on the scales, and I've got all the lower ab veins and big change in body composition. Just with doing this, in that meal, I've been eating quite a lot. I haven't been going pure keto. Some of the meals have been keto, like some days. But my mum's here and she's making some of her old specialties for me. So some of them have some potatoes in them or whatever. But 1 meal a day, this will get you shredded, and this will really start to ramp up that cleansing process. I've got to talk about some other things that we can include to support this process in another video as well. Okay, but for now, 1 meal. Supported fast, okay? This supported fast, what are we going to do here? Supported fast means that we're going to eat less than 500 calories. So what we could include in this one would be things like coconut oil, things like broth, collagen, gelatin. We can also have still in there our multivitamin and things like that. Okay, so we're still getting some nutrition into the body and some support to getting stuff out. Maybe some branched chain amino acids, depending on the goals of the person and the health history. Healthier guys would tend more towards including potentially some branched chain amino acids. Dosages of them would be very low or not at all for people who are doing this more for health reasons. Okay. And stage 5, water fast. Okay, all you have is water. This is we should be able to survive on this. If we can't survive on this, if we couldn't survive on this physiologically, we wouldn't be here. The record fast is 380 days or something like that. So doing 28 days. No, everyone has enough energy stored to be able to not eat for 28 days and be fine. the question is, if we're getting a massive rush of detoxification, then we probably need to try and support or make sure that we're doing this stuff really well. Building into it with these first ones will make it less of a physiological jump. Okay, so I've done this one for 7 days, and now I'm moving into level 4, which is for me the second week. Okay, so I don't know whether I'm going to be including much stuff. My plan is pretty much just to go with water, but it's early on, so it's day 1. So I will see whether I feel like I really need to include some gelatin or collagen or coconut oil to sort of keep me going. But I'm working towards the water fast. The plan is to do it for 28 days. So Jimmy Moore, who came to my house in Federal just not too long ago, he wrote a book about fasting with Dr. Fung. I'll link to that as well. But basically within that book, he did a 30-day fast. He'd done a couple before, but he did a 30-day fast. And when he felt really, really bad, he just ate. He just ate for a day and then jumped back in. Okay, so at these stages, I would consider those to be an option as well. This is not necessarily, it's not a chest beating exercise. It's not like about the ego. This is about supporting the body, transitioning the body to do what it needs to do. I've had lots of issues with guts, with hay fever, with lots of things, and a lot of the interventions that I have made have been really powerful. Just switching, I basically did this one a long time ago. But I feel like high meal frequency is actually still been really, really bad for me. Even though I guess trying to hold on to body weight, I felt that I needed to eat more frequently. But the reality is that it doesn't matter whether I eat frequently or not. It matters about total calories, and bodybuilding science is starting to agree with that as well. So. Frequent questions around this. Are you worried about losing mass? Are you worried about, spontaneously combusting? The focus on this is health. The focus on this is to reach people with a message that society needs to hear, that it hasn't been hearing for a long time. I'm not so worried about how my training is going to go through this. I'm still going to train, and I'm going to keep you guys informed about what's going on with my training. That's basically where I'm at. So I would love for you to join me on the 28-day Freedom Farms fast and support this journey. My goal is that it will actually accelerate the progression towards this Freedom Farm, a place where people can come and fast, come and train, come and learn, spend time in my library, all those sorts of things. So ideally, at the end of this 28-day fast, I'll know exactly how that's going to happen. Maybe we'll already have access to that place. We'll see what's going to come about as we get into this, but that's the plan. Okay, so I'll do some more question and answer. I'll do some more details on how we can support this process and some of the key detoxifying products that we might include. If you're into this, if you like it, share it. If you've got questions, then ask them. Subscribe. Talk to you guys soon.